So I was watching this video on YouTube the other day by someone who I follow, and he did a video on Rachel Dolezal, who now changed her name to Nkechi, some African name. And I was like, it's interesting. But he was reading an article about how she has written a book called In Full Color. And I guess she goes on to talk about how she, I guess, always thought she was black and all this other bullshit. And so I went and looked online myself and found an article related to that. And she was saying how she was equating her, being trans black. She was equating that to Caitlyn Jenner, which we all know used to be Bruce Jenner, who still is Bruce Jenner. And I was like, how can you equate what you're doing to someone having a sex change? First of all, regardless of a person having a sex change, whether they're getting breast implants, whether they're getting their penis inverted or whatever, that person is still a man, was born a man, will always be a man. Your DNA tells anyone that you're a man. It doesn't matter if you have breasts, if you have a makeshift vagina, you're still a man. Now, this woman says she's trans black. How? There's no surgery, no kind of surgery that can make you black. You can tan all you want to. You can fuck up your hair all you want to. Because clearly here, black women's hair don't look like that, first of all. A natural black woman, our hair does not look like that. Period. Okay? However, now, like I said, there's no surgery that can make her black. No matter how hard she tries. And the whole thing of her or whoever is trying to make trans black or transracial or racially ambiguous, all of that be appropriated? No, it can't. Because me as a dark-skinned black woman, I cannot wake up one day and be like, oh, today, I think I'm going to be white. If I go around, people ask me, because I get this question all the time, like, what am I? What race am I? Where am I from? And I mean, clearly I'm black because I'm heavily carbonated. Okay, I have really dark skin. So, clearly I'm black. But if I say, oh, I'm white, do you know how many crazy looks I will get? I can't go around talking about I'm white. Just like she can't go around talking about she's black. You are not black. You never will be black. You came from a white woman's vagina. The other half of your DNA is from a white man. And she's trying to make this thing to where you can be racially ambiguous, basically saying that you can be whatever race that you feel like being. Just like people can be whatever gender they feel like being. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't equate those two things together. They're nowhere near being synonymous. It's not the same thing. Now, earlier in the week, I went on a field trip with my students, and I was trying to I was talking to a grandmother to help her with transportation as far as getting from the school to the museum. And one thing she said to me that I kind of felt offended, because I'm just like, okay, that's not something that you tell anyone. That's something you keep to yourself. She told me when she saw me in person, she said, on the phone, I really thought you were white. And I didn't have a response because I didn't know how to respond to that. She said she thought I was white. I don't know what kind of response that you want from me, because it's just like, okay, is it because of how I sounded? Is it because I speak proper English? I mean, are there no black people that speak proper English? Because one thing is, And it's funny because I saw this on my uncle's post on Facebook where he was saying being black and being ghetto is not the same thing. Being ghetto and ratchet and hood and ignorant is not a part of black culture. And it's not. People talk about how, ebonics and, slang and the way that black people talk is a part of black culture. And it's really not. I know a lot of black people who talk like they have some sense. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, English is the white man's language or whatever. Okay, but think about it. We have not always been able to speak like the white man. We have not always been able to have, the ability to speak proper English, which comes along with reading. So for, the grandmothers to say that, older black women, you never go against anything that they say because that is utterly just disrespectful, no matter how much they're disrespecting you. And me, I do feel like you have to give respect in order to receive it. However, I felt like, okay, so as a black person, I'm supposed to speak the way that you do, which is, as most people would say, speak like I'm uneducated. Well, I'm sorry, I am educated. My major in college, I got a Bachelor of Arts in journalism. Like, English is my thing, writing is my thing, it always has been. But back to this, like, okay, so if she were on the phone with someone and she decided that she wanted to talk like, oh, I don't know, she was from the hood somewhere, would people think she's black? Because there's many white people who I've seen in the hood who speak with that language that is spoken in the hood. I mean, you gotta think, like, people are from different places. Not all people are going to speak the same, especially within the same race. So now this woman is trans black. That has to be the most dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. Let me go around saying I'm trans white. Let me go around, bleaching my skin to lighten my skin. No matter how much I bleach my skin and stay out of the sun, I will never look like I'm white. I'm too dark to do that. Just like she's too white to be black. Rachel, because that's your name. That is your name. I don't care what the fuck you changed it to. You can change it to whatever African name you want to. You're not African. You're white. Get over it. So let me know your thoughts on her and her transracial, racially ambiguous, whatever bullshit that she's going through. Let me know your thoughts on it.